What's going on? I see it's two people popping in the chat room. Hopefully we could get a dialogue going. Everybody's getting their notifications like, they should be sent out. Like I said, I'm taking actual calls again on this particular live stream. What's going on, part 2? Let's see if we can get another phenomenal dialogue sparked today, like we did yesterday. Just out and enjoying the elements a little bit in the old school light. That's about it. Hopefully y'all's finishing up lunch, or if you're on the West Coast time, it ain't even near that time of lunchtime or whatever. So let's get the dialogue sparked. Who wants to call in or post your comment, and let's get something popping. We just seen a federal employee just roll by. He was getting his max on in a park. Hopefully your signals ain't failing. I mean, I ain't got any spin wheels or anything like that. I ain't said nothing that's out of pocket or anything like that. So hopefully the connection will be there for whoever wants to weigh in. But if not, I'm just enjoying this kind of, I'll say, overcast day, because it ain't sunny. It's overcast. It's a little bit muggy. It's cool, but it's kind of muggy. Like I said, I don't really got any topic right offhand to go into. It's just whatever, people may find their way into this particular live stream and want to talk about. I'm waiting for someone to either put their number up or say something. I'll just scroll through different social media platforms. 5 people, 6 people, 4 people, 3 people. How many people is really out there? Put up your comments. Hey, post your number so we can get a dialogue going. This is an actual live video. I know it looks still like, oh, Rick just put a picture up and I'm just watching a picture. No, this is actual live video. I'm just waiting for, someone to chime in on whatever they want to talk about, whatever that may be. Two thumbs up. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Chime in. Hopefully they letting the comments be heard, because I ain't seen nobody pop up yet. I know some people may be on their gigs where they can't do anything. Oh, what's going on with you, Lo? I'm doing phenomenal on a muggy, overcast day. Hopefully, the sun break through these clouds. Maybe I could bend some corners in the Z28 or something. Take off the T-tops and enjoy some sunshine if that is to happen today. Like I said, my channel's for putting people on display, not so much myself. I'm like a accent over a letter to highlight it. I'm like the highlighter marker of whoever appears upon my channel. Even though from time to time I do have something to voice, but like usual, this is a freestyle, so whatever you may want to speak on, we can speak on that. Okay, Kyle, like Jay just say, do your thing, I know this is around the time people were making moves, so, not a lot of people can, just pop on and, say what they want to say. This is a Monday. It ain't like yesterday. It's a Sunday of rest, This is the getting back in grind mode, even though people grind on Sundays, too. I'm glad you got the notification. I did something a little different because I had the way I had it set up, it was making it where it seemed like no notifications was going out. So I tried some different settings on, one of these phones to see if I could get different results. And it could be more, but I guess how I've been my channel's been been getting hit with certain things, so I guess they gotta do a trial run to see how I favor with will he use massive amount of explicits. I don't really have to use explicits to get my point across, but they do happen from time to time. But I have not had to use any in the last couple of live streams I did, so I guess that's a good thing. Like I said, it's always nice being out and about, watching the traffic go by, birds chirping, no immediate drama or anything like that within your sight and vicinity. You can't beat it. The Most High have given you the privilege to wake up and see all this. This again is a wonderful thing. A lot of loved ones, close confidants. They ain't have the chance to see this. So while you're here, do the best you can with your time that you're given. Most definitely, Lo. Most definitely. I know sometimes we wake up and we're a little bit bent out of shape. Maybe thinking about something past tense. But every opportunity you're given to wake up again is to start anew. You know, every day is a new adventure. It's just up to you if you're gonna participate within it. Totally up to you. You said the weather looks like. Oh, okay, yeah. I guess this type of weather is coming across all across the country. It's overcast. I think we get a lot of overcast here because they don't want the sun to beam like it used to back in the late 70s and 80s, because you figure they consider this the land of 10,000 lakes. And the way they say we're facing, what is it, global warming or whatever they want to call it. They take a lot of water from you know these lakes. We have 10,000, so you know there's a lot of companies that can profit off having it being more rainy here, where they can pillage these lakes for the water that they have. So that's why I'm thinking we're seeing a lot of more rainy days in this region. Yeah, it's been a lot of people having their boats out around here too. Sailboats, all kind of things to be on the water. Jet skis and all kinds of things you do when the weather decides to break. Even though later on in the day it got to raining, just like right now, it's starting to sprinkle a little bit. I mean, I guess you can see some of them raindrops upon the windshield, but they said hopefully tomorrow should be a more hotter and sunnier day. So we'll see what happens when it comes to that. Made me wonder how long it takes these people to cut this grass out here, because I see someone cutting the grass out in this park. I know it takes a while. Shoot, it probably takes. I'm trying to think. Yeah, maybe it could be completed in 8 hours time, but then again, this is kind of a big park, so I don't know. There's about two people out here riding and cutting, so I guess if you got the speed up and you got it down packed of cutting this particular park, it shouldn't take too long. Waiting on the 4th, yeah. Yeah, my people was asking me if I was gonna go get fireworks. I don't know. Last couple of years I ain't really been getting no fireworks like I usually do. I usually cross across the border and get the real deal and don't mess with the phony fake stuff that they sell here. But you never know. And then again, the 4th is on I want to say it's on a Thursday. It's on a through the week. You know, to me, it's better when it's either on a Friday. Kind of, I don't like it when it's through the week. You know, it'll be a lot of family get-togethers and barbecues and all kinds of things transpiring on the 4th, you know. And seeing that it's through the week, you know, on certain family functions, there might not be a lot of people coming through. Oh, what's going on with you, Joe Frank? I see you in the chat. That's what's up. Got a few of my regulars popping up saying something, but I got somebody out there lurking that can't say anything. So I don't know what that's about. Like I said, if you got something to offer, is hey, what's up, Rick? I'm just, you know, I don't got nothing too much heavy to say, and just letting you know I'm out here, you know, peeping what the conversation may be, because this is really ain't a conversation. I'm just kind of, you know, talking about things that I guess everybody will face, you know, running into relatives. Do I really want to go to that gathering? You know, last time I went, you know, found was acting kind of funny. You know, they was acting like this or whatever. Are you cooling? That's good. You know, as long as you can pull up your phone and look at whatever you want to look at, and not have to be behind some cell, someone telling you where to go and where to be, and this is time to eat. That's all good. You know, that's how I look at it. We in a free world. Well, we in a somewhat free world. I like to call it the fee world. We in a fee world because everything costs a fee. You got to pay for something when you move about this chessboard. Yeah, most definitely things be cut short because you know there's a lot of family members that you know they punching that clock, so they're like, okay, I really can't, you know, you know, dive into the liquid courage like I may want to do because I got to punch that clock, you know, come tomorrow or something like that. So you know, there's some people that's privileged enough like, okay, it's Thursday, I'm taking off Friday, and then we riding this out into the weekend. But you know, there's others that you know that's the way they stack their coins, they Super Mario coins. So you know, you can't fault them. Like I said, I never got how people try to, you know, belittle whatever a person's standing may be. Because how I look at it, I done lost family members, loved ones, you know, and you know, like something as simple as like you're driving home and you see someone maybe walking on crutches, or you see someone in a wheelchair, but then you think of your loved one that you know when they were here they didn't have anything afflicting them, you know, maybe they just had a heart attack out the blue, or maybe you know asthma attack or something like that, and that took them out of you know this realm of life. And then you get to looking at the people that's afflicted and you know barely operating, but they still here. That means the Most High has a plan for them. He has a plan for everybody. But I'm saying in that instance, that makes you respect life that much more. You know, you know, when you were little, a lot of times you have your peers, you know, oh look at that person there, handicapped, or you know, saying something about someone's affliction. But once you get older and you start to see life for what it is, you know, life could take out babies to the elderly to middle age. It has no like it doesn't discriminate. It could be anybody at any time. Damn. So you say your friend just died, so that I'm assuming he's around your same age, so that means he's a young cat. That's what I'm talking about. You know, but like I said, with that being said, you know, when people say, okay, um, this person, you know, he's doing this or this person is doing that, I feel like I'm much more better than them. No, it doesn't mean nothing because the person with the most money could have just passed a couple hours ago. It doesn't mean anything. That money don't mean nothing if you're not doing something to help somebody with. If you were also this big great entity or person or whatever and you didn't help nobody, I mean, what was the money really about then? You know? Because it's I want to say it's a stand up. I don't know which one. It was a stand up that Paul Mooney did, and he said the Egyptians tried their best. And people are like, what do you mean the Egyptians tried their best? They tried their best to take the money with them, but they can't. I mean, you can't eat it. Oh, he was older than you? Well, older than you, still around your range. Like I said, it takes out babies, middle age, elderly, and not in the exact order. You know, hopefully, he done made peace, and he's doing phenomenal in the other realm because we don't die, we just transform this realm. This soul that's within this body of clay still transcends. You know. Okay. Well, that's still a young person, but I mean, like I said, hopefully, all his ducks was in order, and I mean, anytime is I don't care if you're 99, someone's gonna miss you if you had an effect in their life. Like man, I miss my great grandpappy. He made it to 99. He didn't actually make it to a C note, but his 99 years being on this planet and the few that they affected my life, changed me forever. And that's why I feel, even though your family members or confidants have passed away, a part of them goes into you. You see you implement that in your daily work. So whatever you do, or that's your way of thinking about them without thinking about them. If you could kind of get what I'm saying when I say that. And to me, that's a positive way of you know keeping what they contributed in this life alive within this realm. Because like I said, you ain't gone. You just transform this realm. Just like you didn't know nothing about this realm when you first came here, but people taught you. Okay, you got to do this when you're here. You got to do this. It's almost like getting know how to do a job. Okay, there you gotta run down. Okay, you got to do this before you do this before you do this. Most definitely. But I also want to say this about the Nipsey Hustle thing with his mom. I seen the part. I mean, everybody speaks on that part, but this is what I think a lot of brothers, black men, are facing in America. Okay, the part when his father got to speaking, where she was seeming like she had to, you know, be the teacher or the corrector. He had to like, hey, just do your thing. Leave me alone. Let me say what I need to say. I didn't interrupt what you had to say. Don't interrupt mine. See, that's what I think we're facing in America. You know, they want to put women in a position where, okay, I got to correct this man. No, you know your role. I know mine. Don't don't um don't step on my toes. I won't step on yours. Yeah, yeah. It seemed hella disrespectful. I would have got hot off of that. Like, no, move your hand. You don't have to adjust this for me. I mean, that to me is making it seem like, well, he's a bumbling idiot. He don't know what he's doing. No, see, that's the problem. You're thinking too highly of yourself instead of getting beside yourself. You know, if a person wants some help and assistance, that's hey, oh, that's what I got a mouth for it. Hey, well, how you work this? How? But I'm not asking for any of that. We're no longer married, so I mean, you can't make these type of calls with me anyways. But some people are really in their feelings forever. They don't got no man. They be wondering why I ain't got no man. Well, maybe it's these little idiosyncrasies that you're doing that is rubbing people the wrong way. But some people don't want to get out their own way. That's why they're in the situations they're in. But yeah, I found that to be, you know, that's to me a glimpse in to what could be taken as disrespectful when it could blow up to so much bigger things. Yeah, he was like that. He's like, do your own thing, do your own thing, tend to your own business. You, you voiced your piece on whatever you felt. Even if I may not agree with it, I didn't say anything. But now it's my turn to speak, and you want to say something? No, that's totally unacceptable. But see, they'll gloss over that part. They'll totally gloss over that part. They'll say the first part that you said, Lo, about how she was speaking. Yeah, she was speaking on some things about how the body transitions. We're not gone from this vessel that clay that we're within. But that other part, that's the part that people need to look at. Like, nah, man, this is the problem. Know your role, and don't get mad and be like, oh, he's being all mean and disrespectful. No, your actions are what's the word I'm looking for? They're passive aggressive. You're doing something that is going to get a rise out of me. So then when I react, why are you acting like that? Because you're wrong. Do as unto others as you would have them do unto you. You know, a lot of people try to. Well, I was just trying to be helpful. No, you're making the excuse right there. You're making an excuse why you did something disrespectful. Most definitely. A lot of people see that's where issues brew from. A lot of women, and I say men, but right now we're on women. A lot of people take that as, oh, I didn't feel what I did was disrespectful. No, if I ask something of you, I expect you to follow through on it. If you're not gonna be able to follow through on it, let me know. I'm not gonna get mad about that. Like, oh, I ain't gonna be able to do that before the event occurs. I'm like, okay, but don't when we arrive to the event. Okay, oh, we supposed to do this because if you're operating from being of your word, that should be nothing. So if you get to the last moment, like, well, we can't do it, I'm like, well, why didn't you tell me way before? You knew this way beforehand. You could have told me, and I wouldn't have been upset. Now I'm kind of upset because we done already got to this point, and you're not, you let me know something last minute. And, when you're grounded in not being having no con ran on you, you peep that it like you're running con game on you. You just running fast talk to try to, oh, you'll accept that. No, I won't accept that. Matter of fact, I could stop messing with you because of that. That might be the one of the precursors. Like, oh, that you're canceled because of that. You know. I wouldn't even say she tried to treat him like an immigrant. She more likely tried to treat him like one of her children or a child. And no man wants to be treated like that. No human wants to be treated like that. Let me say it like this. It's all about respect and having respect for one another. It boils down to respect. When you got someone trying to, you know, belittle you, and you could peep that, like, man, what are you doing? I ain't no little child, and you're not my parent, so I don't know where you're coming from with this. Now, when I come at you, I'm asking of you, can you do this? If you can't do that, you can voice out, I don't want to do that. All right, that's okay. That's not gonna stop me from whatever I may want to do, but I can't get an attitude about something that you don't want to do. But don't tell me yes, and then when we get down to the time of taking action about it, you about no. No, tell me no right before it leads up to that. I won't be upset about that because people do change their minds, but don't change your mind at the last minute. Like I said, we're in this world of everything must be politically correct, and even if you find faults in this other person, or you feel you find fault, you can't call them on that. You're like, you're wrong when you're calling someone on what they said. I'm calling you on what you said, not nothing I said. If I said it and I ain't gonna do it, I'm like, okay, you know what? I don't have to change your heart, change your mind, change the thought. I ain't gonna do that right before, so you can, make plans to do something else, but not at the last minute. To me, when it's that last minute, that's that chicken heartedness. I don't like that, because I know how I kick it from my heart. I'm keeping it 100, 110 in some instances. So like I said, I mean, I know we've been talking about, what we've been talking about. Anybody else got anything else to pop up and offer about what they may want to say, or, you know, anything? I know Larry Lowe been putting in the work on the comment section. I know other people are moving in and out of traffic where they can't be, okay, Reed, let me pull over and text or something like that. I know you can't do that. Okay, Joe Frankie said we got to push harder in this age we in. Most definitely we got to do that. Most definitely we have to do that. But a lot of things, call people out on that small stuff, because you let that small stuff ride. That's when it builds up the big stuff. So then once you want to call it later, it's like you're too late. Like, oh, I've been doing this for umpteen years. Now you're saying something about it? No, voice your opinion on it. Nip that stuff in the bud so it doesn't transpire. Because see, that's how issues get out of hand. You wait till, okay, 5 years down the road, you've been messing with them 10, done this been popping up about 5 years back, and then now you want to say something. Usually they ain't gonna believe you when they get to that stage. No, knock, if you don't like what they're doing right there, knock it out right there. And hey, if it's so be it. This person didn't make you, so I mean, what's the issue of calling them on something that you ain't finding favorable? Seems like the sun's trying to crack through these clouds. It needs to crack a little bit more. Maybe that's just a little spot through the gap of the overcast. Like I said, for people that maybe might be chiming in, coming in, popping in and out, I am taking actual calls. So if you want to take a call and be on this particular live stream, post your number. I'll hit your line, and we can continue this conversation in whatever direction you see it fit going. You said herd in Africa, dollars worth 100 there, but don't want us to know it. I don't know, because you figure Africa is a lot of different. Africa is the continent, so it's a lot of different. Just like how we have states, they have different countries within Africa. So I would have to do more research to see if that's true. Like, which are you talking, like Nigeria? Are you talking about somewhere in South Africa? Are you talking about Sudan? Are you talking about in Somalia? Are you talking about in Ethiopia? It's so many different countries. Okay, y'all. My phone got to overheating, so that's why it went off. hopefully you'll be able to come back and be on it. What's up, Williams? You know, I seen your message before it went out. Yeah, it got to overheating, so hopefully everybody be able to come back on. Matter of fact, I'm running this AC to, trying to cool this phone down a little bit. Just in that start turning instantly hot. They let you know that they got ways of shutting down particular live streams that they may feel are unfavorable. Like I said, I'm still taking calls, so hopefully, everybody will be able to get back up in here and voice what they may want to say. If you can hear me, if you're getting the stream, okay. Yeah, I'm taking the old school for a ride. I just figured out this, matter of fact, let me turn this air down. It should be a little cool now. Just figured I'd do a out and about live stream, Matter of fact, I think I'll just hold it for right now. I was gonna have a video up again, but that's just another reason for it to overheat when I'm not even feeling no, major heat anyway. So hopefully things will get situated. I got this AC blowing, and it'll cool this phone down, so we won't have issues like that. That's crazy. They were like, okay, we're gonna put it into protection mode. We don't care if you on a call or if you making a video or anything like that. We're gonna put it into protection mode and knock everybody off your call. When they know they could keep running this joint. They do that for certain reasons. Okay, I'm glad to see that you're back, Lo. Like I said, if you want to, this is like traditional. I try to do something a little different, film a little bit of video that I usually don't do. It seems like when I did that, that's when it ran into the overheating issues. If you want to call and speak on this particular live, those that haven't listened to yesterday's live, what's going on, the first one, I filled out, a lot of phenomenal information was covered within that with Williams, with Cadillac J. Just, I'm glad y'all, contributed to that, because I think a lot of people found that one interesting and something, different ways of thinking on certain aspects of someone may want to buy land and it may not want to be in the city. It may be somewhere in the country where they got people at. Hey, do that, Okay, let me Williams, I'm trying to remember your area code was, because I should have it in my call logs again. Tell me the area code again. Just put up the area code. Spark these things first. Let me see if it's connected. Okay. Let me I gotta make sure this Bluetooth speaker's connected. Okay, it's on. Let me go through and find call logs. I'm still here. I'm just going through something right now. Making sure lining up this call right. Okay. Here I go. I'm hitting your line.
What's up, people?
What's going on with you?
Man, how you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, man, yeah. I finally got a chance to catch you on there again. I didn't even get a pop-up that time.
Yeah, you know, that's how they do me. They were like, oh, we ain't gonna send out his notifications like that today. Maybe they was talking about something too strong yesterday. We ain't gonna send it out today. They might be on the same thing again. If not better.
I was still listening at that one from yesterday that we did, and I checked out what you was trying to say, where they tried to cut us off at.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, that was crazy. That was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Right we got on that same part, that same issue, they just started breaking up on us.
Yep. So that lets you know on your side you can hear it clearly, but how it was coming across to everybody else is all choppy and things. So
yeah,
you know.
And I was letting my friend listen to it then, and she was like, "What's wrong with your phone? Why your phone breaking up like that?" I said, "It's not me. It's not us."
Right.
So, but I'm glad that people got a chance to, enjoy the conversation and get a chance to listen to what we had going on and what the topic was.
Right.
Well.
So how's the weather down there where you're at?
It's all right. It's hot, but it's supposed to rain, man. Got a little rain supposed to be coming through, but it don't look too bad right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Just waiting on that rain,
Yeah.
Yeah. So what you think about the people yesterday? Did anybody like the topic, or did you get any input or comments back, or?
Well, I mean, you seen the one that you commented in, Cadillac J. Just, he chimed in and he said, he enjoyed the conversation that y'all, brought to the table.
Yeah.
And, the people around my way, they was, oh, yeah, Rick, I was feeling what y'all was saying, I didn't know that about Prince or, this is,
People just looking into other options, man. We got options,
Right.
They ain't limited, so, hey. We just got to expand our mind frame a little bit more and start looking at other options.
Right.
I see you taking that old school for a ride this morning.
Yeah, I figured I'd do that. I'm like, man, I've been riding that Z28 like it's going out of style. I'm like, let me jump back in this old lack.
Got me on the crank mine up now. I ain't rode mine in probably about a year now.
Dang, that's been some time.
Yeah, just sitting there, man.
Huh.
Yeah. I got to do a little work to it, but nothing real major, so.
Right. Yeah, see, that's going to make me pull out my old joint. Shoot, next year be 50 years old, pull out my gold Cadillac. I really ain't had that out in about a year itself either, so.
I saw that on that. Was that yours on that video I saw a couple of months back?
Yeah, the all gold one. Yep, with the white top. Yep, that's me.
Nice, man. Nice.
Thanks.
What's the topic? What everybody talking about today?
Well, at first we were talking about Larry or Lowe mentioned, how Nipsey Hussle's mom was speaking about, essentially this physical body. We don't die once, we die from this realm. We go on in the spiritual world.
Right.
And I wanted to add, basically saying like they don't want to talk about what she did afterwards when his dad started speaking. Basically she was interrupting him speaking, and to me that was rude. That kind of stuff needs to be addressed.
I saw that. It almost like they was doing some kind of a ritual or something at the same time too. So I don't know. It did seem kind of strange to me though.
Right.
That whole scenario just seems strange to me, man. I don't understand.
Yeah.
There's a lot of question marks still left behind, that incident right there. So
that's true.
And then, just to try to speak on it or whatever and not really knowing much about what's going on, it's kind of puzzling. But there's a lot of unanswered questions, man. I know people want to know a lot and, want to find out and get to the bottom of it. But, it's going to be some work. It's going to be a working process because they ain't letting information go like that, seems like it.
Right. But just figure this. Just think if, you're putting yourself, I won't say that situation, but you're in a situation where you see someone lose their life.
Yeah.
You hear all these other stories, but you were right there. So I'm like, wait, it really went like this. Why are these other people painting it this other way?
We have so many other different stories, and it's crazy. I done heard probably about a good 10 or 15 different versions of what happened. And And they supposed to have cameras with the camera not showing nothing.
Right.
You know, who's controlling the camera?
Now let it be someone else that, you know, that is melonless getting robbed from that area. You know they're gonna show the cameras all day. But a brother losing his life, oh wait, they just didn't work that day.
Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
Nah, me neither. And then what he had going on, set up to go meet the police department and all that, man, I don't know. Like I said, it's just a lot of unanswered questions, and it just seemed real strange that, you know, that brother had to go like that.
Right.
And it's really just like it's like a mystery. You know, if you watch those mystery movies and stuff like that, it's kind of like a mystery, man. Like, what happened? What's the question mark? What happened?
Yeah, that's true. But I also I like to take it from this aspect. Like, think of it like how can I explain? Like a magician. You know, a magician does magic tricks. But if, like, say you're a fellow magician, you know how he does every one of those tricks. So figure, okay, this magician is wowing these people. Oh, he done did this. But in back of your mind, like, I know how he did all these tricks. So to me, that's the media putting a spin on, you know, whatever they're putting a spin on it. If you're a part of that, you know, okay, they're putting a cut on this here to make the people think this. You know, that's what I think they're doing. It's all sorcery.
Who's ever controlling the media is controlling the narrative of the story.
Right.
And so they being able to come in and be able to control the situation and say, wait a minute, it's this way because we wait.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's being controlled. And it's being controlled. And it's like this. Once people get a ear or a wind of something, they don't do the research. They just jump into it and start blabbing and believing this and believing that instead of looking into what's really going on.
Right.
You know, it's easy to point the finger and say, oh, somebody did this or somebody did that, or I know how this happened, or he was into this or into that. But at the same time, is that what really happened?
Right.
You know, what's the real motive and the real issue behind it? I don't understand.
Now look at it like this. I mean, it's a lot of stories you can pick this up and see it for what it is. I'm picking up this story. I remember it was, I want to say it was an Asian brother. He was on a flight. I think he was a doctor, but they didn't know at that time. And he said something, and they kicked him off the flight. And, you know, they roughed him up and everything. Well, the law enforcement or security that pulled him off of, they were wrong. How he wasn't, you know, being combative or anything like that. So essentially, he sued them. But before any of this happened, you know, this dude has a squeaky clean record. They dig up something that he had an issue at maybe like a dentist from back 15 years ago. What does that have to do with him being roughed up, being kicked off a flight? This news media they work directly with law enforcement to steer the narrative within their favor when they're wrong. But people don't see it like that.
They think whatever they see it's got to be true, and it's not always the case. It's a lie behind it.
Right.
And it's all pretty much scripted. You can turn these TV stations and channels right now on the news forecasting, so they pretty much saying the same thing.
Right.
All over the world, they saying the same thing, channel on channel on channel. So it's all programmed. It's all being handed down by a hierarchy.
Right.
You know, and you got people that, like I said, they just eating it up, and they ain't looking into it. And they just thinking what they see on TV, and they believe in it.
Right. And what makes it 10 times worse, you know, a lot of these news medias have social media platforms. So they're saying within there, or they have, you know, certain, like I said, certain celebrities subscribe to this same kind of narrative. That's how they get paid. So they get to repeating that same stuff they're saying. People, well, I heard it from here. This person done said it, so it must be the truth. No, they're getting paid under the table, but you don't know about that.
That's right. They help create and push the agenda for what they want to push it for.
Right.
Whatever agenda they're trying to put forth on the table and trying to get pushed across, they're going to make sure they use those media outlets to get them out there.
Right.
And they're going to use certain individuals, certain people, you know, famous people and, you know, rappers and stuff to put them out there and put them on the forefront to see that, you know, hey, it's cool because I'm doing it. You know, they put that face on it, see? And they use one of us to put that face on it.
Right. We'll pay you this much. Basically, this is what it is. We're drafting up this contract. Within this contract, you getting, you know, peanuts because you're not really getting paid. With you getting these peanuts that you think is some real money, you got to do this. You got to fulfill this. You can't say this about this or anything. When it
That's
comes
right.
to regular people, you can't really interact with them because, you know, they're coming from the real aspect, versus if it's another person that is under contract like you can talk to them. Then
Yeah.
the regular public will think, oh, well, he's conversating with him. No, let me see him conversating with someone that ain't on the take and see how that
Exactly.
conversation go.
Exactly. They don't want you to do that because they don't want you to see the realism that's coming from the other person on the opposite end.
Right.
You know, they want you to think that, oh, he's a public figure, or he's a people of the people, that he's able to go here or she's able to go here and do that and you know, this and that, and it's not like that. You ain't communicating with everybody.
Right.
You communicating with who your handlers want you to communicate with. Who the people you want to communicate you with.
Right.
It's almost like they paying you to keep your mouth closed to a certain degree.
Right.
I'm gonna give you this money, but you're gonna be quiet. You're gonna do what I say do. You're gonna spend it how I say spend it.
Right.
You can't buy too much of nothing. You can't buy too much water or too much of nothing to try to, you know, to keep yourself going.
Right.
You can't buy no weapons. You can't buy this. You can't buy that. You can't do for your people. You know. It's always a stick my own too when it comes down to trying to help your community. It's always a hold up. Wait a minute. You know, we got you. We handpicked you for this right here, so we don't need you getting too far into your community. We're gonna pay you to stay away from those issues, and that's what they do.
Right.
They pay them. Once they get them, they pay them and say, hey, look, we can give you this contract, we can give you this money, but the main goal is not to communicate, not to be able to reach back and help your own people.
Right.
And so they'll give you the money to go buy a $200,000 car, because you know we're going to be spending that back with us anyway.
Right.
So they give you the money to buy a $50 million mansion because you know what, the money's going to make in our pocket.
Exactly.
So,
to me, it seems like if you really look at it, I draw this type of conclusion from my own self. Maybe a lot of other people may not agree with it, but I see celebrities as like glorified zoo animals. And when I say that, because it's like, okay, you go to the zoo, you see a lion, they're not in their original habitat, but they're eating good and everything, but they're not interacting with anybody. They're only interacting with those set lions or gorillas or whatever it may be in that little setting to look like a portion of Africa or something like that. They're not actually interacting. And then when you do see, like you see, oh, why did that monkey throwing feces at the window and stuff like that? He's sick of being in this caged environment. You know?
Right, he got him in the environment that he's not used to. It's the same way with us.
Right.
They put us in and they market us out. You know, and people don't understand. You're getting treated just like that animal in the zoo. You tap dancing and you jumping around with all that buffoonery and stuff, and it's the same thing. It's the same trick they've been playing over and over and over again, man.
Right.
And they already know that most people, you know, that really had it hard, you know, you give them a little money, what they gonna do is, if they ain't got their mind set in the right place, they're gonna blow it and end up spending it back with them. They're gonna give it back through legal situations and through lawyers beating them out all their money, and you know what I mean? It's just business.
Right. But the main thing, like I said, how the media operates, like basically like law enforcement, it operate hand in hand. I know someone personally that works for one of these big media companies, and they told me this is how they do. In the morning, they essentially have a roll call, and okay, you got to go seek out these many stories for these type of narratives. You can do stories that are like fluff stories that are just like add-on stories, but when we want, like, if it's something that say city council is trying to pass and get people to ride with, you got to pick a story, something along those lines. Just like when police officers do roll call, okay, we're gonna go in these neighborhoods, we're trying to do certain things in these areas, so you got to hit these areas. We're gonna be running a task force on these particular people and stuff like this. I mean, come on, people just gotta take time and see how they really operate and conduct certain things. But I mean, I was cutting you off. I'm gonna let you speak on what you wanted to add to it, though.
No, you all right. You just made me you made me think about yesterday when you hit a point and you was like, I can't exactly remember how you said it, but you were saying like the police and God, I got to go back to that video, but I lost my train of thought just then because I was going to say something that it went back to yesterday.
Yeah.
When you were saying something about those the way the system and stuff was set up, I just lost my train of thought for a minute, but it'll come back to me.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what they try to do to us, man. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. When you were saying about last year, about like every year, you gotta watch out for the politicians and the council and the government and the judges and the law enforcement and stuff.
Yeah.
How they have these elections every year around, and every year when they do that, you know they come and lock up so many people.
Right.
Like every year the police they come around like, oh, okay, secret indictment time. Around election time, around October, November, December, September, somewhere in that range. But every year they come out and they got this indictment where they got to indict so many people for these drug charges and all these charges in order to get who they want to get in office. So they come in there, lock people up just so they can get their clientele up, where they can get in these offices. And so if I put drugs in a certain area or a certain neighborhood, I know where these drugs coming from. I know where they being controlled and who's dishing them out and who's doing this and who's doing that. I know where the money coming from.
Right.
So now it's easier for me to go in the hood and pick these brothers and sisters out because I already know where all the drugs are and who's doing what.
Right.
So they setting us up for failure.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing in the industry. They setting them up for failure. They give them all this and give them all that. But at the end of the day, they take it from them. It's crazy. It's almost like every 10 years they build so many celebrities and so many people up. But after that 10-year span, they start slowly but surely falling like dominoes every time.
But you gotta think about it like this: they're looking at it as a business model. So if we're record company owners, okay, we want this to go on for decades. We don't want to just be in business for a year or 5 years or a decade or something like that. We're thinking long range. So okay, we got to gobble up all these little youngsters that's thirsty and want to be like these older artists from back in the day, and they want to be bigger. So we're gonna start giving them trinkets, but they got to sign these contracts. And
they're gonna jam themselves up along the line, and we're gonna get all that back plus from.
Right.
So they take these, the Tekashi 6ix9ine and all these other people, and and they give them all this money and stuff, but they only gonna destroy themselves because they don't know how to spend that money.
Right.
And they knowing 9 times out of 10, they're gonna give it back to the same men who gave it to them from the jump,
Mm-hmm.
If not, I'm gonna stick something else on, I'm gonna charge them something else, some kind of way. They figuring out if I give you this money, you're gonna automatically get it back to me through some kind of tax evasion or something.
Right.
I'm gonna get it back. So in actuality, you working for pennies when you could be getting more than that by working for yourself.
Right.
And you ain't got to sell your soul or sell a lot. But some people don't want to take their hard route. They want to just get it. They want to just get it easy and just hey man, I don't want to work hard. I want to just be rich overnight. And you take that road, and then you see 10 years, 20 years later, you ain't got nothing. You in jail or they just set you up. Because trust me, they always set people up.
Right.
They set them up for failure all the time. They give them that money and give them the contracts and stuff, man, because they already know the average Joe, they young, man. And they get a lot of money and young at the same time. They ain't had experience on how to spend it. Guess what's going to happen?
Yeah, they're going to lose it all, blow it back.
Blow it back, man. So, and it's a revolving door. They're creating a revolving door, man, for you to just keep on. That's why you see so many young celebrities keep going in and out of jail and getting in so much trouble now because they don't understand. They don't understand they being used,
Right.
Why would I get you to give me a contract and you promote me? I can promote myself. I don't need you to promote me. My music already what it is. People already liking me. I'm already doing what I need to do. So why I need you to promote me?
Right.
I done already promoted myself.
Mm-hmm. So you figure, that you got all these social media platforms now. You got all these different ways that you can reach people without needing their machine behind you.
No, you don't need it. But they want to create a way where they can make you want to need it.
Right.
And it's that's why you have a lot of independent artists out there too that just don't go off. You don't really never hear about them as much because they ain't really sold out like that. They independent.
Right.
So and those are the ones that get less talked about and less recognition, but in actuality, they'll be the ones who succeed in the long run.
Right.
So it's just crazy all the way around how they got us, man. And we got to come up with ways to try to come out of it.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I look at it like this, I know we always, here in America, we always hear, hey, our brothers and sisters need to come together. But think about it like this.
Huh?
It's always been factions, like back in Africa and still in Africa. It's tribes that never got along. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that talking about, oh, we got to come together like we used to. No, it's
yeah,
kind of always been like this. It's always been one side that thinks one way and the other
yeah.
side thinks other way. And
That's
ain't no
right.
coming together on something if you know, okay, I'm still operating like this. No, I
Right.
can't make peace with that. You can do
No,
what you do over there. I'm gonna do what I do over here.
that's right. Because we still both in a different environment, but yet like in the same environment too, just like different areas though.
Right.
And so you might not see eye to eye with what I see, but you know what I mean. It can be the same thing if you was to come to my world,
Right.
come to my place. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you know, but like you said, we won't all together come together as a unit or as a force, but you know, some of us will. And I think the ones that think alike, and you know what I mean, the people that's looking for something more and trying to learn something more, you know, those are the ones that maybe we can reach. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because we know we ain't gonna be able to get along with everybody and anybody.
That's true.
So you got some people that just don't care, don't want to know, and don't want to learn, and they gonna think, you know, they want to know it all, but don't know nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know,
because I was looking at it, I was having this conversation with this let's say this Melanist brother. He was a Melanist brother, and he was saying, well, why is it that you know, like we're essentially expressing, why can't, you know, people come together? And I'm like, well, you have people that are Irish and Scottish that don't get along. You know, you have different factions that just don't get along for whatever reason, whatever their ideological standings is. This how I look at it. Why I name my channel Too Cool to Con? Because I don't like people trying to run con game on me. You know,
exactly.
and I know it's other people that feel the same way about that. So if you steadily running con and fast talking people and trying to con them out of they, you know, they coins, you know, when you could have just, you know, approach them in a different type of light and still put them on for information, you know, I ain't with that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's probably on their side, I ain't with these dudes that ain't trying to, you know, run con on our brothers and sisters that I just see as, you know, commerce like the government, you know.
Right.
Because that's how I look at it. You know, basically like they're running 3-car Molly on you. You know, this dude's running a car game on you. But you're so green and thirsty, you want to, you know, get the outcome. You going in losing because you're listening to this Ponzi scheme circle talk.
Exactly. You already lost from the jump once you started indulging off into that kind of stuff. You already set yourself up for a loss.
Right.
So the main thing you can do is try to stay away from it, and you know, at least maybe learn something. What can you learn from it? If you can learn anything, try to learn something and pull away from it or whatever. But you know, information, like I said, all information ain't bad. It's good to know certain bad things, you know.
Right.
So, and as long as you know, I'd rather know and not know.
Right.
You know. So.
Because that's when you can you fall victim to not knowing.
To not knowing. Or failing to know, yeah. Don't want to educate yourself and not trying to, you know, learn anything else new or just thinking that you got it. You know, everybody can learn every day.
Right.
And that's what I'm here for. I want to learn something new and something positive every day, man. You know. And just hope that people out there can, you know, we can learn to reach one another and can get along a bit better with one another.
Right.
It ain't like we got to agree. Like I said, we ain't got to agree on everything because we got people that people, man, they go to work every day and can't stand one another. But you know what? They're there to get the job done.
That's true.
They know at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I ain't got to I can talk about you all day on the job. At the end of the day, I'm getting that same check you get.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But now, if that was somebody like one of us, I can't stand that joke. I ain't finna go to work with them, and then I'm calling, trying to make them lose their job and all that. Nah.
Right.
Because you don't get with them and don't get them along with don't mean that you ain't able to work with them. You can still work with them.
Right. That is true. That is true. I like that take you're taking with it because it's like, yeah, none of my ways of thinking, you know, is like them. But when it comes to, you know, getting this issue done of, you know, whatever is needed on this job, we're doing it. Right.
I'm here to get the job done. I don't care if you like me or not.
Right.
You know how many people go to work every day and can't stand their job and can't stand their employees, the people they work with, but they understand they got a job to do.
Right.
So I go tolerate you for a few hours and get out your way, but at the end of the day, I'm still getting my paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got to like me, but I'm still getting paid. So, and it happens all the time. People on the job all the time don't like one another. They talk about each other, and that's how it goes. But sticking together through, you know what I'm saying? You might talk about that person, but you ain't gonna let nobody else talk about that person. You know how that goes.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because you
On the
got
job.
family like that. You like, oh,
Yeah.
you know your family member's doing something wrong, but then some off-brand coming through like, yeah, he's a sucker. And like, no,
Yeah.
you going too far. I can say
Yeah.
that, but you can't.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. It's still true, but somebody else just saying it. You don't want to accept the fact.
Right.
Yeah. So it's kind of like that duo thing again,
Mm-hmm.
I like the way you made that topic again, what's going on, part 2.
Right.
That gives people the chance to come in, and like you said, if people want to come in or call in and add what they want to add, that's cool, man. I like that. I enjoyed that conversation.
Yeah. See, to me, it needs to be more conversations like this. Like, it's like people get involved in what's salacious. What's, this person did this, and then let's talk about them like a dog. No, we may touch on areas like that, but it's not just driven totally on that,
And like we really trying to understand and with the illness here, because there's an ailment going on somewhere within that person.
Right.
It don't mean that they, you know what I mean, if they got a sickness within themselves somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
And rather than talk and trying to put them down, I'd rather say, hey, look, hold on, let's see what's going on with brothers and sisters. Where they going wrong at? What happened to them in life?
Right.
Because, like a lot of times you meet, I'm going to use this for an example, like the crack era. We came up through the crack era.
Right.
And, those old heads and stuff was out there, man. Them people at one point in time was working people.
Right.
Them people at one time was, was doing good in life. But when that drug came along, it split so many families up. And then you see the people out there now, they strung out. But it don't mean they ain't nobody, they still somebody.
Right.
They just got a sickness. You gotta find what their sickness is.
That's true.
So, and those same people, some of them still around here today. They was able to shake it and come back off of it and straighten their life back out. And you got some that wasn't, you know what I mean?
Right.
But through it all, you learned from them though. You seen they always had a story to tell you, or they can tell you something that, you know what I'm saying, be like, dang man, they had wisdom, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You see me out here like this, don't you get on it, you know what I mean?
Right.
I remember the old heads telling me that. That's how I was able to stay sober, because I watched them and what they told me, I listened and learned. They was like, hey man, you see me out here doing this, don't you do it, because it ain't cool, man.
Right.
I'm sick. I got a problem, you know what I mean?
Right. Issues from childhood too, and it carries on into adulthood,
Right. Right. You see, they came up during that era and during that time, and they was able to see that tremendous change. And sometimes people can't cope with that. They was like, dog, man, I don't see how I went from there to here. I don't see how it happened like that, but because it happened so fast,
Right.
Mm-hmm. So that's what it be.
We done had Lisa Smith done chimed in and said, good conversation again, making moves right now. And then I see Lowe's saying hi to Lisa, and I guess she said, do anybody else have anything to add? Do anybody else want to call in and chime in? That the lines are open. I'm accepting that, whatever is on your mind,
That's right. I don't want to be the only talker. I just want to be the one to sit back and listen sometimes too. I want to gain knowledge from somebody else, from the people out there too. When they want to call in, hey, call in and me listen.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure I can talk. I can keep going, but
Right. And I have to say this was a lot of times, when I interview celebrities and all that, you kind of never know what it's going to be like, because you figure, they don't know you, you don't know them. So you don't know if they're thinking, well, I don't know if he's going to try to, ask me some sideways questions or something like that. So a lot of people be guarded a lot of times, and then some people, it's hard to, get questions going. Like you ask them a question, they'll answer it real quick instead of elaborating on it. So,
sometimes it might be been controlled, and gotta be careful with what they say, because
that's
they say
true
the wrong thing, But when you living freely like we are, man, we ain't got to worry about that, because like I said, the truth don't come back void.
Right.
So some people may not want to speak their truth because of their own personal reasons, but I'm gonna say what I gotta say. I'm gonna say what's on my mind.
Right.
You know, but yeah, tell them I said what's up, Lisa Smith, and Lo and Chad and Ken and the rest of the family. What's up, y'all out there?
Yeah.
Old school, y'all old school today? You talk to him lately?
I talked to him yesterday, but he ended up, getting busy yesterday, so I didn't get to hook up with him. He wanted to do something, but sometimes old school, he put a lot of things on his plate where I end up not connecting with him. But another person I need to connect with is King Righteous. I haven't talked to him in a little second. We haven't.
I watched a few clips with y'all. Yeah, I like the back too.
Yeah.
King Righteous. That brother had a lot of sharp jewels to drop, man.
Yeah.
He was letting them have it. Yeah. But these issues, we definitely need to talk about them. We definitely need to come up and at least start to get it stirred and put it out there, man. Let the people know, it's okay to talk about it,
Right.
That's what it's about. Talking about it and letting it out. Don't hold it in. Just like you said, people, the things that people going through now, they've been holding it in since childhood, and this now it's coming out,
Right.
So, but
you don't want it to be let out in the wrong way, because it's like a lot of things, if you keep it bottled up, and then it could be the smallest thing that happened and you explode, like, man, why you coming off like that? And like, you've been bottling that, what you've been holding back up so long, now it done came out the wrong way, so you got to let it out to so it don't.
It's just like that champagne bottle when you shake it up.
Right. Exactly.
It's gonna explode. Don't put it in. It ain't healthy to hold it in too long anyway, because all it do is create problems in your body. Stress and blood pressure and stuff like that. It ain't good when you're holding in a lot of stuff. So,
and see, that's another thing through our community. Blood pressure is, a lot of people don't think about that, but that's a silent killer.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. For the black community, it is. That blood pressure is a beast, and that cholesterol. You got to watch that too.
Yeah, that's true too.
The cholesterol leads to heart attack, stroke, seizures, all that, man. Gotta be careful and watch what you eat, and try to live life and be healthy, and put that good stuff in you, man.
Right.
Good positivity, and good food inside. Put all that garbage inside of you.
Now, let me see if you can hit this out the park. There's a lot of people that say, "Oh, well, I like to eat healthy, but it costs too much."
No, it don't cost much. It don't cost too much to live, to eat healthy. It's just about your diet. It's about what you like, and some things you like, it ain't good for you.
Right.
Oh, you don't want to stop doing what you like because you like doing it, but sometimes that may be the thing that can harm you too.
Right.
It's doing too much of it. I like put myself on a diet. I might eat vegetables for a week or for however long, and I switch back up to a little meat here and there. I try to learn how to diet my own self according to my own body.
Right.
I don't try to put no recipe out there and do this and be guaranteed to do this and do that. No, I just think if you just don't put too much of anything in your system, then you pretty much be all right. I think.
True.
You overdoing it. You eating pork every day and ribs and stuff every day, man. Sooner or later it ain't gonna be no good for you.
Right.
Sooner or later. So I just say eat to live, man. Don't live to eat to live.
Right, and get some simple exercise. I mean, even if that's walking so many blocks in your area or something like that.
That reduces blood pressure, man, strokes, migraines, headaches, heart attacks, seizures. It reduces everything. That's why you see so many of them millions people running around jogging and stuff every morning, because they more prone to sickness than we are. But at the same time, they learn the code. They learn how to keep their body up for a little bit longer.
Right.
And see, we got to learn how to do the same thing. We can eat like that, but we got to learn how to burn that same stuff out and get rid of that stuff.
Right.
So it ain't so much as what you putting inside of you, what you doing to get it off. You got to sweat that stuff back out of you.
And see, the main thing, like, I mean, you spoke on it a little bit, and I want to use this for example. People, you got a nice car, or I'm riding a Benz or whatever. I mean, it's good to have a car where you can ride around, but it's good to work your two legs to move around too. That's worth more than any of these material stuff that you got.
Yeah. You can buy a nice bike.
Right.
Put a radio on your ride.
Right.
You know, and walking, that's one of the best exercises, I think. You know, because that'll get your wind back up going. You know, it's all right to jog too. You know what I'm saying? But I think walking plays a major role.
Right, because you're moving your arms, you're moving, parts of your body that, been sitting dormant, just sitting in the car seat all the time, just turning the steering wheel. Nah, get out, walk the park, lake, anything.
Some people say swimming is, but I don't know because I don't know how to swim.
Yeah, that's true.
It's crazy because I'm right here by the water, man. I do not play with that water.
Right.
I drowned in a mini swimming pool when I was probably about 4 or 5 years old, and I remember I've just been scared of that water like that. I get in it probably waist deep, but I ain't trying to swim in it. I walk in it.
That's true.
My feet don't feel the bottom. I can't see the bottom. It's over. I'm coming out of there.
Right.
Yeah. I see some of them folks go way out there, go all past the whistle line. I'm like, I ain't going that far.
Right.
I can't feel my feet. It's over with.
Yeah, I almost drowned myself when I was 8 years old. I seen my uncle diving in the pool. Like, man, that looked like it's fun. I went to jump in the joint and went right to the bottom. Like, oh no, I ain't never doing that again.
That scary feeling, man. I caught that scary feeling when I was about 4 or 5 years old. That feeling of drowning.
Right.
And ever since that day, man, I had dreams for like years and years that I died drowning. So I never liked to swim. So I always had a dream I'd die that way, and I was like, I ain't going to no water.
Right.
But the beaches and stuff is lovely down here, man. The water pretty blue, man. So clear blue, man. Kind of like over in Florida area, over in the Panama area and stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty, man. And we get a lot of people that come down, through the summertime, and they just have a ball, man. They just come down here and beach out every day and sit up, man, and have fun, man. So,
I think people just been laxing back, like, oh, we don't even want to add nothing. Rick and Williams is covering some topics where we could just kick back and just listen. But like I said, and like you said, hey, it's always good to add something to the conversation. I ain't gonna be like, oh no, what you saying ain't nothing or whatever. No, if you speak your piece, throw your number up or throw your comment up. We can elaborate on and carry this conversation on, because when it starts getting like this, nobody starts saying nothing. That's when I want to end it, because it's like I want more input. I mean, I'm not saying nothing's wrong with what we're saying, but I want more input, the steering in a direction that we didn't even think about taking it.
Exactly. That's what I want to do. Come on in and speak on something, man. Hey, let's talk about it.
Right.
Whatever on your mind and heart, let's talk about it.
Right.
I'm pretty sure somebody out there listening, they got something they want to say. And just sometimes they just want to sit back and listen, though.
Right.
Yeah, but we can keep going on and chopping it up. I got a few hours. It don't matter to me. Yeah. Like I say, man, I've been enjoying the topics and discussions, man, because there ain't too many stations and channels that talk about, real life issues, but they might speak about it for a few minutes, and then once they capture your attention, they, steer the conversation to something else, and I don't like that.
Right.
Or they'll put a post up or take this story out, and then once you get off into it, they're talking about something else. I don't like that.
Yeah, or if you are offering something to say, they ain't even trying to address you, like they didn't even see your comment. Like, I know you done seen it because you seen the person above me or the person below me, you spoke on it.
Yeah.
But when I got to speaking on something real, you didn't want to touch that one. So
yeah, they get kind of iffy about those. If it don't line up with them, I guess they don't take part of it. So
right.
But it's a dirty world out here, people. We all know, man. It's what we're gonna do about it. What we're gonna do about getting ourselves together and keep this thing going.
Right.
So I see the other side of the coin. We're gonna come out all right. For the most of it, we're gonna come out all right.
That's true.
It's just a matter of time for everything to take its course. Because you can see right now what's going on. The government can't hold itself together. They falling apart slowly but surely.
Right.
So it's all coming to a head, and it's getting ready. Another phase probably going to get ready to happen. Probably going to go through something else in this world, man. A big change coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see it.
I think it's going to be like a power change. A power shift. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm thinking more we're gonna start going into a more electronic currency,
Yeah, that's definitely coming. That's definitely coming. I'm scared of that. I really ain't about nobody trying to, implant no chips and all this stuff like that. I don't like all that kind of stuff done.
Right.
And that's what it's coming to be,
I feel like if it goes to a mandate where you got to receive this, well, I guess this is the day that y'all take me out this joint, because I ain't going for it.
I ain't either. And that's what the war is probably gonna really end up being about. Trying to force something on somebody.
Right.
Trying to force a one world government or one world religion or something on the people, man.
Right. Might as well say one world currency.
Yeah. Basically, that's what it's going to.
Huh.
A one world currency. Exactly what it's going to. And like I said, that's scary. But they showing you right now that that it looks all fun and dandy, and you can put these chips in your animals and in your kids and keep up with your children and all that stuff, and they make it seem good, man. But the end result, the joke's gonna be on us again. We're watching.
But see, this is what I peep, like, from looking back from childhood up to now. You know how like you said, they introduce it in different ways for you to get comfortable. Like, I remember in school we used to learn, through the DNR or whatever, that okay, they put tracking devices in, like geese to track the migration and all that, so you know where they're migrating at when it turns from winter to fall and things like that. So now you think about it, fast forward where we're at now. Oh, well, your dog's lost, so you get a chip in them, and then you'll be able to find them. So now it's pushing, it's slowly but surely. Well, it's some families that's taking chips because they want to know where their kids at if they come up missing and all this. No, that's a silent way of being like, get comfortable with having this chip in you.
Yep. The mark of the beast. That's what they're talking about. And it's sad because they already got people in other countries that's getting ready for this, and in other states.
Right.
They are people right now that, when they get ready to go on their job, they already got these chips in they forearms already.
Right.
And they scanning and getting in these buildings and stuff. It's coming.
And you think about some like corporations, it's some people that got to wear badges that got basically a chip in it to track wherever they're out throughout the company. Or you think about with your cell phones, that's tracking you already. That's why that 5G is coming about. So it's more faster, so they can track you more instantaneously,
Exactly. And with that 5G network, it's also scary because of the amount of radiation and stuff that it puts out, man.
Right.
Those 4G and 5G internet, that stuff is that's like a biological warfare.
Right.
It's kind of chemical warfare. It's just like that. So, and you got people putting these implants and stuff in their skin. Just like if you're thinking about this, the same as artificial intelligence. Pretty soon they being able to control your mind with a chip.
Right.
That's what they want to do. They want to make you artificial and make me artificial. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
Cause see, that's what made me think even more about that yesterday after we got off. When you're talking about how, like when I was talking about the cucumbers and, different apples and things like that, where there ain't no seeds in there. That's for your brain. And if they're not in there, it's not really contributing nothing to you.
It ain't giving you nothing but a false image, a false fulfillment, fullness. It's making you feel like you full and you getting something out of it, but really you ain't, because there ain't no seed in that seed is the information to get you to going. That's the feel for your body is the seeds and stuff, And I always had elders. I had some people tell me, they swallow their seeds, but we spit out of that. But we swallowed some too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we was always taught to spit the seeds out. But I know some people that they chew theirs up and they grind it up and do other stuff with it, and they put it in their body.
Right.
They say the seed is the information. So. I want people to hear this and understand what's going on with the body and what's going on with the connection. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's a source of information that we get too from nature. You know what I mean? Like the sun and the moon and all that stuff. That's a source of connection, nutrition.
So you just even think about it like this: the way that we get these overcast days and how they block the sun out so much. That's another way of messing with, information that comes to us on a daily or should come to us on a daily,
Exactly. That's when you come in with that vitamin D deficiency, where they saying, oh, you don't have enough vitamin D in you, or you're getting too much sun, you know, for the melanated people. In actuality, we need the sun.
Right.
The sun don't, we are part of the sun, so we need the sun.
Right.
But for those people that don't have the melanin, they can't stand the sun. They ain't able to come out here and do what we're able to do out here, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And see, that's another issue. So they use these chemtrails and they use these, you know, these other ways of trying to block information. It is all pertaining to the natural source, to us.
Right. Now, peep this. Now, have you ever peeped this? Like people that are on blood pressure medicine, yeah. It specifically says you can't be in the sun a lot. But if you got melon, that is an oxymoron. You're supposed to be in the sun, but you're taking some drug that's basically, if you're in the sun, you're gonna get sick. So that no.
Exactly. And they want you to think that their medication is helping you because that's the way they making money. It's a game.
Right.
It ain't no money in healing nobody. All the money in the sickness.
Right.
I can keep you sick and keep you taking pills and keep you going to the doctors. Look, I can make my money.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like me getting shot in the leg or the arm and going to the doctor and get a Band-Aid put on instead of them going to the real source and trying to fix the real problem.
Right.
You want to give me a Band-Aid and a pill and tell me, oh, the pain will go away, take this. No. You know, we natural. We ain't built like that. That's why I don't take medication. They try to put. I went to the doctor like 2 months ago for a checkup, and they try to put me on high cholesterol. They say, oh, your cholesterol is too high. It's above normal.
Yeah.
You need to cut back on this and cut back on that. Take these pills. So I went and filled a prescription, and I took them for like a day or two. But after I started doing my research on the pills, I was like, nah, they doing more harm than it is helping me. So I stopped taking them.
Right.
And I started feeling better immediately after I started stopped taking them and started eating healthy.
See, then that's what it is. They don't want to. It's like they feel like you'll get offended if you like. Well, you need to cut. If you're eating these kind of foods, you need to cut that out. I could deal with hearing that. If you're saying this is contributing to messing me up, where I don't have to take this other poison that you're trying to prescribe me, I'll do that. Let me cut down on this. What can I supplement? You know, since I'm not eating this, what can I supplement that I may like? You know, these other type of foods. I could deal with that, but don't try to. Okay, the only alternative is you getting on this poison that's probably gonna do more damage, and you're still gonna eat that craziness. We ain't gonna tell you to stop eating the craziness, so it's doubly messing you up.
It's a mental thing.
Right.
With the chemicals, that's why I say people need to start, you know, investing in growing their own garden and stuff because, you know, these people, they putting fertilizer and pesticides and all kind of spray on these plants and stuff. So, and it's a shame because the insects are supposed to be eating the plants. They're supposed to help the plants, you know what I'm saying, refertile the ground and, you know, they're supposed to do their part of nature.
Right.
With the plants. But when you start spraying stuff on it and killing the insects and the animals off of it, then you doing what? You harming the best brother fruit.
Right.
Plus you adding poison into the human body.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
right.
And then you ingesting that stuff, man. Then you eating it, and then you wondering why you're getting sick because they creating the sickness.
Right.
You know, when you look at it all above, they create the sickness.
Mm-hmm.
And you go to the doctor, and you pay them.
Right.
You paying them to make you sick.
Right.
Yeah, because your body, the way the Creator made your body is your body's supposed to be cleansing itself, just like the earth when it rains and wash itself.
Right.
Your body the same way. There are no sickness or disease supposed to enter your body because Mother Nature's supposed to fight it out because you are a part of Mother Nature.
Mm-hmm.
So
far as when they be saying, oh, you need to get all your vaccines, well, think about it like this. You see them chemtrails flying, and then it's been studies, people like they don't got droppings off their car and seen all the heavy metals that's up inside that stuff that is dropping down from them chemtrails. Why should I even get any kind of vaccinations if the heavy metals is already in the atmosphere? I'm already receiving this, even if I don't want it, because I got to go out in the atmosphere to, you know, interact and make my money or, you know, just carry out life, period.
Exactly. And then that creates more illness, like, you know, what they want to say, kids got ADHD and all
right.
And that. They creating these labels and these names and sticking stigmas on them for to make money off of it because they know they're creating the situation.
Right.
You know. So they winning all the way around, in other words.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same system. You can refer it back to the police, back to Congress, back to politics. It all gonna go to the same head.
Right.
Because they all plugged in the same network. It's a network. It's a beast network.
Right.
You
A
know?
truly beast network.
Yeah.
Any way you look at it.
That's why they was telling people back then they was getting them ready for the internet, to enter the network. You inside the network now, matrix. You in the network.
Right.
And it's hard. It's just like being caught in that spider web. The more you wiggle, the more you try to get out of it, but you're gonna get tangled up in it more.
Mm-hmm.
That spider coming to get you. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
That's that network, man. It's designed to catch you up. You know. So the best thing you can do is unplug from it and stay away from it as much as possible. I ain't saying not get on the internet and not, learn, what's good about it and, good things about it.
Right, but that almost boils down to the point, like you said, I'm in the world, but I'm not of the world. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. That's right, because you're able to look and be able to look above and look over all the situations. And you see what's going on.
Right.
So it gets deep, man. It gets twisted and crazy, and the rabbit hole goes deep, they say.
Right.
We get to talking about something else and then something else, and then before you know it, man, we way down the road on something else, So, yeah, that's why they say, man, it's all politics, not politics.
Right.
So it's a trick, to keep us down and keep us in despair and keep us dependent on the system. And we shouldn't have to depend on the system.
Right.
The system's supposed to work for us, not us work for it, but we got it backwards.
Right. Yeah, because I want to say, like, the proof is in how they say sigils and symbols and things. Like, if you look at police cars back in the day, it used to say protect and serve.
Protect and serve, yeah.
They don't say that no more.
Nope. Now it says honor and integrity or something like that.
Yeah.
But that ain't right.
So that could be up to discretion is essentially what that's saying. It's to their discretion, not to yours.
Exactly. That's right. They protecting and serving who? They protecting and serving their own people.
Right.
It ain't for us. It's just like those laws and those bylaws. A lot of that stuff wasn't created for us. It wasn't made to keep us down.
Right. They're still operating off of 3/5 of a human. That's how they see you.
Yeah. And in actuality, see what they did with that was they took that and put that stigma on us, but that's actually them. They 3/5 of a human. You see what I'm saying? So everything they know about us is greatness. They took it and used it against us and make us think that it's wrong.
Right.
Black mean death, black mean this, black mean that, this symbolize this symbolize that. Y'all made it that way.
Right.
But you want us to believe that white is pure and white mean this and white is so, heavenly and so pure, and you know what I mean?
Right.
It's just those stigmas, man. We got to learn how to distinguish what they talking about when they say, these people or this, and you got to realize who they talking to. Are we the people, or
Right. That's why you got to read between the lines when they say stuff. That's why I applaud anybody to when you have a conversation with someone, analyze the words that they're telling you.
Yeah. So sometimes they ain't talking about you, or sometimes they talking about you.
Right.
It's almost like somebody racist going inside the grocery store and say, "Hey, I don't want to be around these people or those people." And you know what I mean? We know what that means.
Right.
So you gotta be careful of that wordplay. It get tricky.
Just like this is a small thing I was telling my partner about. It was another YouTuber that put up this particular video, but he showed how Rihanna's, and she's in the industry. A lot of people associate the unsaid things about with Satanism and Luciferianism when it comes to certain artists, basically like they're witches. But I guess she was on a radio spot, and she said this sarcastically. She's like, "Yeah, a lot of people say I'm a witch. I'm a witch." So with you saying that, you're saying it, but you're saying it sarcastically, where people are like, "Oh yeah, well, right." No, you're actually telling the people this is what you are.
And if you pay attention, all of them tell you that.
Yeah.
In so many ways and languages, and if people just learn to pay attention to those signs and symbols, they'll know what kind of person they're dealing with.
Right.
You know, you got to understand those signs, people. If you don't, you're going to be lost. Because everything, they go on about logos and signs and symbols, and it ain't about just wording no more. You know, wording came to pass. Now, people are speaking codes and gang signs and all kinds of stuff to let you know, hey, I'm a part of your team, and I'm a part of this, I'm a part of that. Or, you know what I mean?
Right.
So,
you may see me operating in this around these certain people, but I'm letting them be known what I'm really representing. That's what it's signaling. But people don't see that as, oh no, this is a cool sign or something. No, it's really meaning behind that. It's really meaning when people have certain kind of handshakes, and you ain't really peeping it.
That's right. And see, back then, you know, we didn't have YouTube, we didn't have all this, so we was kind of like dumbfounded on a lot of things.
Right.
But it ain't no excuse now for somebody to go in and figure out real easy and see what's going on now, because everything has been exposed. You can see what's going on now clearly.
Right.
So it's like, do I want to still take this role, or because I see what's going on, and I done heard so many people that sacrifice their family members, and they didn't lost this, and they didn't lost. I don't like that word, sacrifice. First of all, I really don't like that word. I had to do this and I had to sacrifice that, and I don't like that. It just seems to me that you put something at stake greater than what you was able to put at stake.
That's
true.
Know?
Like, what's the sacrifice you really had to make? What did you really? I know what sacrifice meant back in the day. Now, did you do that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you do what they did back in the days when they said they was going to make a sacrifice? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I try to stay away from that word, because I think it's a creepy word to me.
But it got to be some other word in place where people understand it. You know what I'm saying? Where, okay, it wasn't so much a sacrifice. Mm-hmm. Basically, you put people in harm's way so you can get your way.
Yeah. I can understand when you say I worked hard and I sacrificed in the sweat of my brow, and I did, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But like, when you saying, it's like a difference in the way you saying it. Like, you didn't have to step on some toes, or you didn't have to cross somebody out, or you didn't have, I don't like that. You know? If it ain't got nothing to do with your hard-earned time and your, you know, like that, you know, So, that's a touchy situation when I hear people start talking about they made a sacrifice. I don't like that. Because it just, like I said, it just seems creepy to me.
Yeah.
But, yeah, definitely got to watch those words, man. People, they'll trick you right in front of your face, and you won't even know it because that word play.
Right.
And then, you know, not only that, they won't even trick you. They'll be telling you the truth, and you'll be like, what? And you'll brush it off like they just, like you said, they just ain't, or he ain't really mean it like that, or he just talking. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you refuse to look deeper, and then it's too late. Then you like, damn, they really was like that. You know, dang. But they've been telling you the whole while they was like that.
Yeah, they weren't hiding it. Just the way they were presenting it to you, you just thought it like that because your thinking is not advanced to, you know, see what they was really, you know, doling out to you.
And I think that plays a major role in Hollywood with a lot of these actors and stars and writers and stuff. I think that they have to put this information out there for the people to know. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They do it slick. You know what I mean? But they still got. I believe that a hierarchy or the powers that be, they make them. You know what I'm saying? Give they praises to whatever they believe in. Right. You know what I'm saying? They probably tell them in their contract, you know what I'm saying? You allowed to say this and you allowed to say that, but you must say this and you must say that. I don't care how you say it, but you gotta implement that in there. I believe that they do that.
You know why I think they do that? Now that I start thinking about this, think about it like this, okay. You know, if you're going hard, like you're straight robbing people and you ain't giving back nothing, you just straight taking all the time, karma's gonna come back and hit you hard.
Yeah.
Versus you're still robbing, but you know, you're doing some good and you're throwing some good back out there. So it's like it's offsetting the karma.
Yeah.
The karma
debt. Right. Just like you're doing it for a purpose. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here trying to get my money. I'm on the grind trying to do what I got to do to get my money because I know I'm trying to turn my dirty money to clean money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like that, you know. You know I ain't doing it for too long. I'm just trying to get ahead and get started. You know what I mean? And how many people we know that have done that? You know what I mean?
Right.
All colors, all races, you know what I'm saying? Everybody been pretty much it had to come from nowhere to be something. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, that's crazy.
And when you think about capitalism, what is, if you break down capitalism, it's capitalizing on what someone doesn't know. So like say you're selling a deck. Or let's just take it to the pawn shop. This is the pawn shop aspect. You got a deck that's worth $100, a
Yeah,
stereo,
yeah,
and you go to pawn shop. They're only going to give you 25% of what it's worth. So they're going to give you $25, but they're going to turn around and sell it for $75.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But if you don't know that, you don't know, how they
Yeah,
operate. You just like, man, you only give me 25. Like, this is how we operate. And when you go back in there, like, it's $75. They're charging 3 times the amount that they gave you for it.
yeah. It's like those isms, man. I don't like isms, capitalism and all those isms.
Right.
Always something behind those isms.
Yeah. But as long as you're aware of them, see, there's a lot of people that aren't aware of them and don't know about them. You got to kind of know about them to know how to operate within this world, so they're not running those isms on you. Or if you are getting done, you're like, okay, this is fair enough where I can maybe deal with it,
Yeah.
Because you got to kind of, in America, you got to deal with them in one way or another.
Yep. And I think most of us don't understand capitalism because we don't own and control a lot of things.
Right.
You see, when you start dealing with capitalism, you're going to have to look at, who owns and controls and, all the resources and who distributing them out and all that.
Right.
And that's understanding, capitalism and stuff like that. So you capitalizing off of what? Off a community of people or off of a system.
Right.
So.
But boys, I look at it like this. We've been on 104. Been on 104 minutes. I'm glad you chimed in again. Since nobody else wanted to chime in, we're gonna end this one. Matter of fact, I gotta go find me something to eat, something healthy to eat and put in my body, my temple.
I'll eat me a fruit salad every now and then, man, or a vegetable salad and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't try to put too much meat inside me because I know it don't digest too good.
Right.
With meat, so I try to eat those greens and tomatoes and potatoes and stuff like that.
See, I've been trying to find. I'll be frequenting our local farmers markets. I've been trying to find me some greens, and ain't even nobody selling none. I might have to go to the store and get me some to make me some up, since I ain't finding none at the farmers market and things. That's what I've been craving.
And that's crazy. They have bushes and bushes down here all the time. Nobody knows about to travel far to get it, but it's good to have a local pharmacy in your town, in your area that they've got fresh fruits and vegetables. Because that's one thing about down here. They got those farmers markets and stuff, and they got all kinds of fruits and vegetables. So, Japanese plums, peaches, grapes. I got a blueberry tree that my next door neighbor got. All kinds of stuff, man. Just grow fruitfully down here, man. But there ain't no reason why a man shouldn't eat.
Right.
Yep.
Well, I think that's what I'm about to do, is fire up this old school and push it to the local somewhere and give me something healthy in my life.
Okay. What time you cranking back up? Hopefully I can catch you again.
I'm gonna see if old school want to hit it a little earlier. I'm shooting from hopefully 6 or 7, because I like to get doing a little something else a little later, usually on my Mondays. But hopefully if I can catch them a little earlier, we'll go on. But that's up to seeing if he ain't too busy today or not.
That sounds good to me. If I ain't got nothing going on, I'll chime in. Maybe you'll have somebody else on that I can listen to, or if they have something else they want to put out, or anything they want to share. So I just enjoy, calling in the station and talking, man.
Yeah, I enjoy the conversation, because, like I said, a lot of people need to hear a different aspect that they ain't used to hearing. A lot of people are like, well, my uncle talk like that, or my dad be talking like that. Well, I mean, take heed. This is a different aspect on it, a different twist on it. I mean, some things you need to take heed when it comes to certain situations that we're conversing about.
Yeah. when it comes down to, you know, what's been working, and, you know, what's been working for years, you know, we can take something that somebody just came out with now and be like, oh, this is what's working right now, but then 5 years from now, it may not be what was working, you know what I mean?
Right.
And some of the stuff that we got, some of the knowledge and stuff that we got, it'll last forever if somebody's willing to take it in and keep carrying the message and keep on, you know, doing what they're doing.
Right.
So we can't never lose the knowledge, man. We got to always keep it going, you know.
That's
I know
true.
some people want to, you know, they want to listen and they want to learn, and, you know, they always willing to listen and learn. Some people, and you got some that want to talk too, though, you know.
Right.
You know. But yeah.
Right.
I might not, you know, I might watch it tomorrow and I might not feel it. You know what I'm saying? But at the time when I'm going through the time, I might be like, yeah, man, this man talking real. Let me see what he's talking about.
Right.
You know, I can chime in, but I'm always a willing participant to listen.
Right.
As long as they no bull crap.
Right. Nobody want to chime in on that. Matter of fact, I do want to call in on ones like that. Like, hey, man, why are you talking like that? You know what you just said is this? Come on.
Yeah.
You know?
But for the ones that's out there that's kind of maybe jittery and don't want to call in because they may be scared of how their voice might sound or something, hey, man, I just like my first or second time doing it. I don't, you know, I it's kind of like that stage fright when you're going on stage in front of a lot of people. You know, you get that butterfly feeling at first, but after that, you're able to keep on going and doing what you got to do. You know?
Right.
So, you know, if somebody out there feeling like that, man, you got to get past those butterflies. That's the only way you're going to let that pressure out. Don't let those butterflies in your stomach keep you down and keep you from saying what you got to say, because you may be the one that holding some truth and maybe the one holding some answers that somebody's looking for.
Right.
You know, if somebody out there listening that want to know something about their life or know something that somebody got to say that may be pertaining to them.
Right. That
you
they're going through.
Yeah. And that's what helped me be able to speak, is being able to talk it out with somebody. You know?
That someone is willing to listen to you and, you know, let you get your points in when they need to be, you know, expressed.
That's it. Some people just want to listen, you know, just listen sometimes. You want to listen, sometimes just listen. But if you want to talk, like you say, talk, let it out. You know, that's real, man. That's what's up.
Well, on that note, I'm glad that the people that done chimed in, hey, hopefully join us again later around 6, 7. Hopefully look around for old school coming on. Hopefully, you know, I can get that jumping off. If not, hey, I'm always going to post something. I'm glad y'all chimed in. And everybody that's hitting the replay, hey, you know, we do this all the time. This might be a new series, you know, what's going on, you know.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
All right.
Keep it going.